And there it is. Uganda has turned this game on its head after trailing from most of the match. They now lead Malawi 39-32 heading into the final quarter. This is an incredible turnaround from the She Cranes.
Oh yes, so Uganda's comeback has been nothing short of extraordinary. Their defense stepped up brilliantly, creating crucial turnovers, and their attack have been clinical in converting their opportunities. It's been a complete team effort in this quarter from both teams, that's for sure.
Yes, and the substitutions, we have Grace coming back on wing defense. And then that is for Uganda. And then we have Joyce also coming back on wing attack. That is for Malawi. Seems to me they have recovered from whatever reason they were removed from the field.
Oh yes, sometimes management would just sit and see. We really need you.
And another turnover there.
Oh yes.
Oh my word.
A quick one, eh?
Mohammed just stepping up there and putting her long arms stretching from Cape to Cairo there in that circle.
A beautiful feed there to Mary Sherlock that just cannot get the control on that ball.
It's hard to move that body.
Yes, it was definitely a long reach.
And it was far for her to go for that ball. The taller you get, the more difficult it becomes to move.
That's right, but Sherlock definitely has been showing that it hasn't been so much of a challenge for her because she's comfortably moving throughout that shooting circle.
Well, you can't compare Sherlock and Margaret. Margaret does the running. Sherlock does the standing.
Very true. Now Lwazi again making herself available. Finds it at the top of the circle, feeds it into the goal shooter's baseline there. That takes the shot and sinks it in for Malawi.
Well, Malawi is struggling to get to maintain their rhythm. They once dominated and took the lead, which has evaporated. And they need to dig deep now in the final quarter to close this gap. Uganda has all the momentum right now on their side.
Oh yes, it's worth noting though, and that Uganda is facing a major challenge heading into this last 15 minutes. They've lost a couple of key players to injuries and substitutions, which could swing the balance back into Malawi's favor. The game is far from over, but Uganda definitely showing their dominance here in this last quarter as well.
Yes, absolutely. The final quarter is going to be a test for both teams, mental, physical endurance. Uganda has the lead, but can they hold on is the question. Under pressure by Malawi. Malawi will throw everything they have at this stage for a comeback of their own, even if they have to put their bodies on the line. And I know they would do that for their country.
They'll definitely do so. Margaret, easy play center there. Lovely take, feeds it into Sherlock. Plays it back to Margaret, feeds it over the defense of Malawi. Taking that first attempt and not sinking it like most of her attempts.
Now she's saying, you take it, I take the rebound.
That's right. I think that's a perfect way to look at it with her height advantage.
Malawi now needs to be more composed as they take the ball down court.
Just to make sure that they have those accurate passes, get the ball where they actually really intended to go and sink those chances that they get, and she comfortably does so.
Yes, you see the defense now of Uganda is focusing on the goal shooter, Tendai Masamba. So the two now are actually double tackling the one shooter, leaving the other one open. So Ngabi needs to step up, knowing now that they're busy targeting Masamba. So she needs to now make the shots. She needs to attack and make the shots.
Oh yes.
And imagine that in the third quarter, in the final quarter.
In the last quarter, everything's definitely in her hands. all things in her hands. Now she has to carry that shooting circle, as both defenders are definitely targeting one of the shooters. A long pass there and pocket pass there by the wing attack. I'm getting that comfortably, playing it back to the transverse line at the top of the circle, finding the goal attack, feeding it into shooting circle, but both defenders of Uganda reading it. Very nice.
Is just taking so many knocks today. Now she's on the ground. Loazi all over Margaret there, or is it Margaret all over Loazi? Not sure which one was which.
On top of each other.
A whole spaghetti mix up there.
A word there by the match officials to both centers as they are literally fighting it through this semi-finals. Both the centers definitely want to have an impact on the end result of this game.
Getting very physical out here.
Oh, yes.
That is the match between Malawi and Uganda.
Very true. But now Uganda just leading with a few points there on the scoreboard. Loazi forced to play back.
Loazi with her signature jump.
Yes, definitely a signature move there.
Tuck jump.
Quickly sinking it is the Malawi goal shooter.
You know, at this point in stage, I would be actually as a coach, I would say, hey guys, slow down. You know, especially for Uganda, slow down, bring the ball game down at the slow tempo, and with your time, take the ball up and go score. Actually eating away at the clock. Although still a lot of time left in this quarter, almost 8 minutes left in this quarter. We would actually prefer to play it slow if I was a Uganda coach. And then on the other hand, Malawi would want the opposite.
Oh yes, Malawi would definitely want to pick up this pace here and trying to get those turnovers, force those little minute errors. But Uganda definitely looking controlled here. Not really phased by the pressure Malawi is putting on them. And Sherlock again sinking that one for Uganda. You can see that game face. She's definitely ready to head into the finals, don't you think?
Well, it's difficult. It's going to be difficult for them, for Malawi especially, right now, because it's a 7-goal deficit with 8 minutes to go. Not impossible, but against a composed team like Uganda, it's not going to be easy. And missing the ball like they just did now, it's just going to make things worse.
Oh yes, they're definitely not using those shots into the advantage. A quick take there, but not successfully getting any of her team players with that touch on the ball. Loazi is stretched there, but just also not her timing not being accurate there.
Margaret and Loazi is just battling it out there.
But they're fierce center players, don't you think?
No, both of them aggressive. Both of them know they need to make sure the other one doesn't dominate them.
I agree.
But both of them definitely very aggressive. And it's been a physical battle between the two.
Another tumble there as you see the bench of Malawi just not happy with that one. But the goal attack of Malawi back on the feet and ready to take on this last minute of the match.
Mohammed taking that one day. Mohammed has been solid, hey, for Uganda at the back. Doing a lot of work for Uganda at the back.
Time ticking away while the right penalty spot taken. As you see there in the back of the court now, the crowd definitely increasing with numbers slowly but surely. That is because the host Namibia, the Desert Jewels, will be playing. That is for the 5th and the 6th position here against Zambia.
Yes, Namibia playing against Zambia after a very dramatic end to their pool stages. Although winning, they needed to win by 6 goals. Didn't manage, they only won by 1 goal deficit. So it's sad, but also happy moments. You can see they did do everything they could to beat Zimbabwe yesterday in that thrilling encounter. And then obviously Zambia also struggled against Malawi.
That's right.
Not able to get over that hurdle. So it's going to be an exciting match between the two neighbors. Seems to me the neighbors don't like each other. You must like your neighbor.
Neighbor, you should love your neighbor. Sending it there to Sherlock that climbs and on the first try, sinks it in comfortably. A tactical change there by the Malawi bench, definitely trying to bring in fresh legs for the remainder of this 5 minutes of the game.
It looks like they've removed Tendai. Samba.
Fide. Loazi making herself available again at the top of the circle.
Always available. Hopefully the new changes they've done is going to work for them.
Sinks it in.
Very hard to get into the match at this stage, you know, and just have to flow already and start scoring, especially for shooting. So the goal shooter.
Lovely feed there by the Malawian players, but a cute and efficient take there by the wing defense of Uganda. That is Gloria, definitely making her presence felt there in the midcourt. What a beautiful take.
You know, Nancy, the goal shooter that just came on, has so much work to do because now she needs to get in the game. There's 3 minutes left on the shot clock. She did the first shot, but she needs to adjust and see and feel the defenders and so on. So it's so difficult coming in on the last minute. That is Nancy Molambo.
Uganda finding the wing attack.
And the wing attack of Uganda, the replacement that came on is Mercy.
Mercy definitely showing some fierce power in the first seconds of her entrance on court.
Batamuliza. Nancy Batamuliza coming on wing attack for Uganda and already making a massive impact as off the bench.
And I think that is what you're supposed to do when you're on the bench, is read the game. So when the team coach actually tells you to go do A and B, you already have a vision of...
But sharing the plan doesn't always work.
It doesn't always work.
You're saying you're going to give 5
sometimes.
interceptions, you're going to catch 5 balls and do whatever. Once you get in the game, it's a whole different ball game in there.
Very
and
true.
You have to adjust in the game, and that is what these players have to do at their level.
Lovely
at
take.
the international level.
Oh,
And Nancy
Nancy
converting that one.
Oh, yeah.
Very confident though, under
yes.
the pole, I must say.
Oh yes, with the Nancy, she actually started a few of their previous games next alongside Ethel, the goal attack. So quite of a upset from my end. She only coming in this fourth quarter, as I have seen her being a very, very consistent and actually a composed, calm player. But the team management definitely knows best.
Yeah, no, definitely some changes, but we don't know. Every coach has his own idea of the match, and you can't blame a coach when it doesn't work out, because you're happy when it works out.
Exactly. And when we win, when they win, when anybody wins, it's always okay. But once the lose come in, that is where we have all the complaints and problems and issues. But I mean, when there's a win, we are all happy.
Yes, the Desert Jewels of Namibia will be after this on your screen, playing against, that is the neighbor Zambia in a 5th and 6th place playoff. That will happen immediately after this match. So still exciting netball happening here, and the build up to the final. The winner here will go to the final. Right now as it stands, it looks like Uganda will clinch this one. Still a few minutes. Unless Malawi can come back and clinch this one, but a lot of time has gone by, so not enough time left anymore for Malawi. 1 minute on the clock. And as you can see, Uganda just bringing down the game, playing a lot of passes to kill time.
Oh yes, and
very good tactic there.
Yeah.
And then a long ball for Mary Sherlock.
Beautifully played there by Malawi. Definitely A round of applause there from the bench of Uganda. A team well done from Uganda. I mean, coming back from behind for 2 quarters and now dominating the third and the fourth. Definitely something to be proud of, not just for the team management, but also for the players on court, definitely doing this amazing work here. And for all the fans in the crowd and the fans watching us now on NBC Sports and NBC2, it is the African Netball Cup. So much more to come your way. Beautiful netball being played here, as you see Loazi storming down that center third of the court. But a beautiful take there again by the goal attack of Uganda. Easily and composedly taking that intercept. That was effortless.
Yes, definitely. Uganda hitting the half century. That is 50. About to break that half century. And Malawi trailing by 8 goals with a score of 42.
Sherlock sinks it in.
9 goals the difference. And the time is almost up. And Malawi not going to be able to bring back this game at this stage of the game. The composure and again a warning.
A warning given there by the match official. Elisna van der Berg definitely not playing with too much aggressiveness there in the shooting circle, as her mandate is definitely to make sure that all players are safe and making sure that all is well. And that brings us to the end of the semi-finals. Uganda progressing to the finals.
Yes, as you heard there, Uganda going through to the finals, and Malawi unfortunately couldn't manage to get through that hurdle of Uganda, but definitely it was an exciting match here at the Dome. And the final tomorrow is going to be a cracker of a match where Uganda will take on South Africa. But the next match, also another exciting match where Namibia, the host, will be taking on, that is their neighbor, Zambia, in a very exciting 5th and 6th place playoff. We will be back shortly after this commercial break.
Stretch your legs and come back for some more action-packed netball. It is, of course, the 2024 African Netball Cup coming to you from the MTC Dome in Swakopmund, proudly sponsored by Dep Marine Namibia and the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Services.